Welcome, everyone. I'll let some of you guys come into the chat while this connects me. Happy Saturday, everyone. Oh, I really feel like this video is so important to do right now. I woke up this morning feeling great. I'm doing a bone broth detox right now. And it has given me such a clear mind today. Such clear mind. I'm only on day 2, but it just goes to show, like, I've been feeling a pull, like, Nicole, you really need to do some kind of reset, detox, something. And this couldn't be a more perfect time, just given everything that's kind of played out on the world stage, as well as in our own personal lives, everything that's kind of happening. Hi, Rand Blessing. So good to see you. Hi, Nick. Hi, Chris. Hi, Laura Lee, Penny, Mark, Wallflower Wellness. Good to see you all. So, oh my gosh, it was 1:11 on the clock of this running when I just looked down. I love that. I've been having so many number synchronicities the last couple of days with everything. But okay, so this video is really important to do, guys, because there's a lot of discomfort, there's a lot of fear, there's a lot of what's the word? It's static vibration is what I'm picking up in a portion of the collective right now. And I want to help you guys move through this process, okay? Now, it's really important to understand that the title of this whole video, Welcome to Ascension and the Great Distraction, is very apropos at this time, because I feel like many of us are being distracted from the truth of what real ascension is. And I think getting caught up in everything that's happening in the world right now, whether you're happy about the events that have transpired or you're really disappointed by the events that have transpired, I think it's a really good check-in for all of us to really understand what the path of ascension is all about, and how a lot of us are being pulled into the manipulation of this matrix right now to stay in a very static vibration of chaos. And basically, like, they're showing me an image right now of basically the energy of a lot of people is almost like they're tearing up their entire bedroom, trying to look for, I don't know, that one thing that they thought they had and now they've lost it and they need it right now. And it's just like turning over the bed mattress, pulling out your closet, every drawer is opened. And I just feel like that's what the energy is right now, of people just searching for answers, searching for the truth, searching for some sort of comfort of telling me it's going to be okay. And it's going to be okay. Regardless of how everything is playing out, it will be okay. We will all prevail in some way. Now, the first thing I want to say is, there's a lot of information going out there. Is this really a movie? Like, are we just watching a movie and all of that? And, of course it's just a movie. We've known that. If you've been awakening to this for the last couple of years or then some, maybe you've been on this journey for decades, you're very well aware this entire matrix is literally a movie. And just by trying to dig down rabbit holes right now to prove that perhaps what we saw last week is just a movie playing out is just a complete distraction, guys. It is such a distraction because you already know it's a movie, okay? And whatever way someone wants to interpret that is on their own self, but everything around us is literally a movie, okay? We project our own holograms out there and we're literally playing in this kind of simulation world. So we already know that. So kind of looking for details and all this to prove it, I have to ask you, and also this is something by all means, please don't, this is not me sitting on a soapbox saying that you're all doing this and I'm not. I'm completely guilty of this, okay? As well. But it continuously distracts us from the things that we already know. So if we already know that this is a movie, why are we trying so hard to prove it? Why are we using our energy to constantly send things to other people and groups and on social media and in this discussion and that discussion? Look what I found. It's completely chaotic distraction. And it completely takes you out of the space of knowing, that consciousness state where you know something within your own being, within your own heart to be true. By you constantly having to go and verify it, you're putting out the vibration and this understanding that you don't actually believe it or know it within. And that is something we have to be really aware of when we're kind of going down rabbit holes. What's our motivation? It doesn't mean you can't do research, and it doesn't mean that you don't have a right to look into things. But I'm just saying that it's really important for us to kind of check in with ourselves right now and check in to see what's motivating me to really spend a lot of energy and time and emotion, because there's a lot of emotions. Emotions are running high right now, into, proving something right, or verifying what is true or not true. And to be ultimately honest, the reason why a lot of us are doing this is because a lot of us aren't sure if what we thought was true is actually true. We're going into this place of self-doubt. And that's why in my last video, the overwhelming message that I got that I had to send you, which I know I'm really sorry about the wind, guys. I'm really sorry about the wind. But the overwhelming message was, you need to get right within your own heart. And by right, I don't mean like yes or no right. I mean aligned. You need to know where your center is. You need to know the heart of your own knowingness and truth and that connection point to source, so that you can override anything outside of you that tries to tell you differently. Because if you know something deep within your heart, you don't need someone like me or anyone else out there to tell you otherwise. And if someone like me or someone else were to say something that opposed what you know is true in your heart, you wouldn't be triggered. You'd be like, okay, cool. They see it differently. They're getting this information for whatever reason. I'm going to stay cool within my own heart and my own space. And that's where we need to be striving for on the path of ascension, because we live in this world of duality. And right now we're being pulled into opposite polar sides right now by design of everything this is all manipulation. This is all manipulation for us to be taken out of our own center, to be taken out of our own truth. And whatever that is. And so what I'd like you guys to focus on instead is, how is what's happening on the outside of your world, okay? And not just on the world stage, in anything, like your relationships, whatever you're experiencing in the moment. How is that mirroring something that's within you? It's showing you something that you need to look at within yourself, because the path of ascension is basically transcending duality through healing all of the fractal parts of us that we're bringing back into union. And right now, what I'm seeing is like a total fractalization of energy scattering all across like the ethers, and just like everyone's just searching for answers, and I just want everyone to take a deep breath. Take a deep breath in and know in your heart. If you know in your heart everything's going to work out, then you can then operate from a place of peace. And that is way more powerful than self-doubt, uncertainty, fear. Okay? A lot of us are being put into fear right now, again, by design. Fear is extremely low vibrationally. It not only allows your critical thinking skills to be manipulated, but it allows darker energies to work through you when you're in fear. They feed off that energy. And right now there's a lot of loosh out there, to be quite honest. I have not been disappointed. I have not been disturbed once from how the events played out this past week. Did I go into a little bit of doubt? Yes, I did have a moment. I think it was Thursday night. I discussed this with some of you last night in my alchemy on our Discord chat, in the video last night. And I had a moment of like, gosh, can I really trust what I'm getting, And I think we all have moments like that. There isn't one intuitive that I know that doesn't question what the information that they're getting. And I think that's important because you always constantly need to be checking in with yourself. And I was given a really beautiful dream that night, and I'm not going to go into the dream, but I just want to say that dream basically confirmed for me, my guides were just showing me you are exactly where you need to be, and all the messages that you're getting are exactly what you are receiving, that you received exactly are what they are. And I just realized that through this whole, everything, like 2020, the whole year was just crazy. And there was a lot of distraction. There's a lot of distraction from personal journey. We've had to work really hard to take time to check in with self and what am I avoiding within myself of healing by paying attention to all of the distractions outside of me. And ultimately, nothing outside of us can change unless we're actually changing within us. And you guys know this. Everyone knows this. This isn't new information or knowledge or wisdom. And so if you don't like what's happening outside, check in with yourself and say, okay, perhaps maybe I'm avoiding something within myself that I need to transform and change to assist, the external changes. This is something that we constantly have to be checking in with. I've said this so many times on this channel. If you are not doing the work on the inside, you will never see the work on the outside. You just will not see it happen. You will be stuck in the timeline where it just doesn't occur. Like you don't live that out. You won't experience it. You have to do the work on the inside. And so right now, this is kind of like a really great time for us to be checking in. Ascension is not easy. And the truth is, guys, here's the truth about everything that's happening right now and why I think this is actually really beautiful, the way everything's playing out, is unfortunately, it is only in our darkness, I wrote this down, it's only in our darkness that we're motivated to change what we've resisted for so long in our comforts. Okay? I'll say it again. It is only in our darkness that we are motivated to change what we have resisted so long in our comforts. And some of us have been really comfortable and so sure. And, the good thing about this is that we're getting an opportunity here to see what have I been resisting through just depending on this thing that that this date is going to be the date where everything changes. And, and when we think about, how things work energetically, we know that sure, things can shift quantumly. Things can shift in an instant. Absolutely. But if we kind of just sit back and take a breath and really think about it, would it all change on one day? No, probably not. I see this as change happening over time. And that's not what a lot of people want to hear because a lot of people just feel like this has been dragging on forever. But it takes a little bit of time for change to actually take root. So no matter what, though, I want you guys to remember, no matter what's happened recently, nothing has ended. Nothing has ended. I am most certain on the inside. I know that the fate of those who are not in favor of humanity, their fate is sealed. There is no timeline within this thing where that we experience where they prevail. I wholeheartedly believe that. How that plays out, I'm not exactly sure because, things are fluctuating so much. And because of all the fear that's kind of coming in, this is the other reason, guys, we need to really check in with our fear because it's allowing us to go into that lower state of consciousness that allows us to be manipulated and not make the real change that so many of us have been working so hard for. So if you don't like the outcome so far and it's not what you expected, I ask you to look into your life all the way down the line, okay? From now until the beginning of your memories. How has that played out before? We've all experienced letdowns. We've all experienced things not working out the way we expected them. We've all experienced outcomes not happening on the date. Does that mean that we just give up and life goes on? We make changes, we pivot. We're like, okay, that didn't work. We're going to try this. And that's the attitude where I feel like we really need to be strong. That's the attitude that I feel we need to be pulling up from the depths of us. You don't just give up. This toothpaste, like I said before, it's not going back in the tube. There's too much information out right now, and more information is coming out, and it's going to continue. It's a tsunami of information that's going to continue coming out into the masses one way or the other. Just remember that first and foremost, you must always focus on the great awakening within you, not the great awakening of the collective. It just won't happen without it happening within you. And the other thing I want to say too is for all of us to be very mindful of codependent behaviors in the spiritual community. When we are putting our faith in someone, there's nothing wrong with that. You can put your faith in someone if it resonates and it's all that. But to be so much overly dependent where your faith has been put more into someone outside of you and you haven't tended to the faith that resides within you, that is something to check in with and realize that's not healthy. That's not spiritual ascension. Spiritual ascension is allowing whoever is out there offering whatever information, knowledge that they have to give you, to take that information and then convert it and transform it into your own awareness and build the connection that you have with your own higher self and your own divine connection with God, source, creator, whoever you call it, and build that connection first and foremost so that your honing skills, your discernment skills, your BS meter is sharp, so that when you have all of this information flying at you, because we're literally having, I feel like it's just a mudslinging contest right now of information coming at us. You can instantly feel, just through resonance, you'll know this isn't worth my time. I don't need to know this. It's a distraction. Is this true? Sure, it's true. But is it useful? That's the other thing. Is the information useful to you right now? I think we just need to get a little bit smarter about how we're operating in this matrix and using all of the tools that are available to us and making sure that we're not getting distracted from the real goal, which is our own ascension. The collective ascension will only be a group of humanity. It won't be full humanity in our lifetime, that's for sure. So just honing in on your own ascension, you create the frequency and the resonance that attracts others who are ready for that ascension path. And you work on basically expanding your own conscious field, expanding your own heart field, expanding your own awareness, increasing your vibration. And I want to say this, guys. Excuse me. So I was told that what we're doing right now, okay, and not everyone's doing this, but a large majority of us are doing this, by allowing ourselves to get distracted and going down all these different rabbit holes and all these possibilities and everything that every theory that's under the sun out there, that what could be happening and will happen and transpire. When it comes to the own ascension process, it's like holding the vibration of watching paint dry, is what they told me. And it's so true. There's no point in waiting for paint to watch paint dry. It'll just dry when it's dry, So let it all play out. Continue on your own work. Do what you can in this world to make change. I'm not saying don't do anything. There are things for instance, again, I really like Tori from Tori Says, because she's the only one that I can see out of everyone who's got a channel right now who's actually getting people together on the ground, on the boots, in certain states to start disappointing people from their government positions. by the people through legal ways. Okay, and that's going to be hard work, but she's actually giving practical ways that we can actually do this and make change. And I really love that. And so there are things that you can do, but if your vibration and your energy is that of like ripping up your bedroom to find like a needle and then pulling out your drawers and pulling everything out of your closet and throwing the mattress over, that's not a good place to be in to make good decisions. That is not a good place emotionally, vibrationally, to have clear thought and to know and to start strategizing how we're going to make this change. Because the reality is the divine plan all comes from us. Okay, this divine plan, the plan, whatever you want to call it, it requires all of us to come together in some way. No one is saving us. There is no savior. It is you. It has always been you. Okay, and there are ways out of this. It just may not be the way that we all thought it might be. And that's okay. Lesson learned, right? You just dust yourself off and like, okay, we move forward. There's no stagnation. There's no turning back to the old ways. We just keep moving forward with a plan. We think of another way. If we don't see a path, we try it. We start creating a new path. And that's it. And so keep yourself in a good vibration so that you have the mental clarity and the strength, okay, energetically, to continue on in this. It's not over. It's not over. Humanity will prevail. We've just got to get right within ourselves and focus on what's most important right now. Okay, guys? So that's just my message for today. Let me just see everyone over here in the chat. How's everyone doing? Does anyone have any questions they want me to answer? Let me see here. I don't know if Christina is in the chat from my alchemy group, but I just want to wish her a big happy birthday. It's her birthday tomorrow. So I'm sending you a big love. Big birthday kiss. And thank you, Christina Love, for posting all of my links. Thank you. Guys, please follow me on Gab. I don't know how this is all going to play out, but please follow me on Gab. It's getting stronger. It's starting to build up. It's good to have backup plans. Okay? It's good to have a place to go just in case everything really does hit the fan. Like, I try really hard to protect my channel. I constantly bring in light, but I don't know how this is all going to play out. So please follow me on Gab of all places, because I will start a channel there as well for video if I lose this. Rainbow Sun 777 question: Draco and Gray warring? Yes, everyone's warring though. There are so many wars happening. I think that it's important to okay. So everyone, I don't know if I said this on a video recently. I know you guys in my alchemy program know this, but gosh, should I do it on this video? I don't know if I should do it on this video. Oh, okay, I will. I'll announce it because I'll be doing more videos on this anyway. But I had ET contact a couple weeks ago, and I've had when I say newer race, I don't mean like new infant new. I mean just newer to our awareness. ET race reach out to me. They reached out to me on the a 111 portal. I was just about to start my Starseed activation class with everyone, which, by the way, guys, this Monday on the 25th, 8 p.m. Eastern, I have my next Starseed technology activation class. I highly suggest you go in because we're calling in the feline race, and it's gonna be really grounding and beautiful for the heart opening, heart activations. But this particular ET, that contacted me. His name is Zatar, and he's tall, quite kind of like, when I say muscular, I mean more of like an athletic build, but just like lean kind of athletic build. Silver, very humanoid. It's very humanoid, humanoid kind of ET, somewhat like a Palladian energy, but it's not. He showed up to me as silver, platinum, glowing energy on his whole outline, and then his skeletal system was glowing as well. And basically, they're wanting to work with me to bring information and messages to you guys about what they're doing to help humanity right now. A lot of it is protection, but it's also assisting in the transition of energies as we go into New Earth. Okay, so that is going to be coming in. And the reason why I'm saying that right now is because they're coming in to assist with these kind of warring energies and bring in more protection, and teach us how to protect ourselves more. But I really feel like focusing on the war, so to speak, only is going to create more war. We just need to focus on our healing and transformation, get clear in our minds, get clear on how we're going to execute real, practical solutions, and move forward together as a cohesive group. Okay? So, yes, Carlos the Bee, you can pay with PayPal for the Starseed Technology Activation class this Monday on the 25th, 8 p.m. Eastern. It's every other Monday. So, and if you can't make the class, like it's not on a time zone, or you just can't make it at that time, there is a replay that you can access for about 3 days thereafter that we make it available to you. So you can still actually have access to the activation. And we used sound therapy. It was really good. Last week's, or I guess on the 111 portal was really good. We used some really cool sound healing, tuning forks and mantras and other stuff, breathing and moving. We do a lot of clearing our energy field. So I hope to see some of you guys there. And of course, if you guys want to join my alchemy program, that's growing, like it's growing. So happy to see more of you joining the family. It really is a family. And that gives you just access to a completely supportive community, guided meditations every month, timeless reading, which for you in my alchemy program, you're going to get that later today. And then of course, a live call that I do. All right, guys. Well, I love you so much. I'm going to end it there. Carlos the Bee, it's the alchemy program that I just mentioned. All of that's on my website. Links are in the description below as well for easy access. Guys, I love you so much. I have a really good podcast lined up for you this Tuesday. It's going to be funny. I have the comedian Bobby Sauce coming on my podcast on Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And I love what he does. He's into conspiracy. He's into consciousness, and he's a comedian, and he's hilarious. And so I just figured we really needed something to bring our vibe up, to laugh at all of ourselves and the world. And you guys aren't going to want to miss it. Okay. So make sure you tune in to that podcast on Tuesday. All right, guys. Love you so much.